Injury scares in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, one of the greatest weeks of Ranji Trophy cricket ever in its history, and the same player getting back-to-back hundreds in the WBBL. It's been an amazing week of cricket.
Before we get into it, hit that like and subscribe button.
In India's record-breaking T20I series, India beat South Africa 3-1. There were a lot of standout performances with the bat. Sanju Samson getting 200s in the series, but also Tilak Verma getting back-to-back centuries in T20 internationals after being promoted to number 3. And with the ball, Arshdeep Singh becomes India's second highest wicket taker in T20I cricket. He's one behind Yuzvendra Chahal.
Now going from South Africa to Australia, where there seems like an injury scare every minute. Shubman Gill, as we know, is out from the first test match because of a fracture. Rohit Sharma is not flying to Australia to make it to the first test match. KL Rahul did get injured, went off the field, got a scan, and now is deemed to be fit for the first test match. Virat Kohli also went for a scan, but there are no more reports about him. Now there are a lot of reports on who is being held back. Some reports say that Devdutt has been asked to stay back. Some reports say that Devdutt and Sai Sudarshan have been asked to stay back. And a lot of media picked up on the news of how Ruturaj Gaikwad was batting brilliantly on Saturday and how he looked the best of the lot, but there are no reports stating that he has been asked to stay back. So there's nothing been confirmed as of yet. And going completely off the field, the build-up of the BGT in Australia is underway. There's so many magazines with Virat Kohli and the King written on it. There are a lot of interviews by ex-Aussie players talking about Virat Kohli and talking about their relationship with Virat Kohli and the Indian team. And a lot of Indian fans are going on about how this might seem cringe or this might be a little too much, especially for a player that's out of form. But it's Virat Kohli we are talking about. He's the second highest scorer for the Indian team in the Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia. He's by far the best test batter in this generation for India. And even if he's not comparable to Sachin Tendulkar, he is at least marketable, if not more, as compared to Sachin. And you're talking about Virat Kohli, for God's sake. Of course, people are going to talk about him. And of course, he's going to be in the front pages of a lot of magazines.
Now in the bilateral T20 series between Oman and Netherlands came out victorious. They won the series 2-1. But in the one fixture that Oman won, it was definitely worth watching. The game went down to the absolute wire, with Oman getting 155 and then they got Netherlands all out for 154, and it looked like Netherlands were clearly gone at 130 for 9, but from there the last wicket added 24 runs and it felt like Netherlands were going to complete a whitewash, but Oman got that victory. Now in the bilateral series between Indonesia and Myanmar, Indonesia is closing in on a whitewash. They are currently leading the 6-match series 5-0. And in the ongoing T20I series between England and West Indies finally got their first win in this 5-match series. England are currently up 3-1. West Indies got the victory courtesy half centuries by Evan Lewis and Shea Hope as they chase down 219. And also the group stages of the ICC CWC Challenge League B is now completed. Uganda ended up topping the table with Italy coming in at a close second position. Now flying back down under, Australia taking on Pakistan in the T20I series. They're currently up 2-0. Spencer Johnson got a 5-wicket haul. He got 5 for 26 off his 4 overs in that second T20I.
Sticking with the Australians, a lot of ex-Australian players and even Michael Vaughan for some reason, they were very unhappy with the way the Australian side went about their ODI series against Pakistan. They were unhappy because apparently the senior men weren't giving the importance the ODI series needed because they were preparing and taking a break for the BGT coming up against India. It's ironic because Jason Gillespie, who's the Pakistan coach, was also unhappy because the media didn't create hype behind Pakistan winning the series against Australia. It's funny this news comes out of the Pakistan camp because just on Saturday, the PCB board members had announced that the Pakistan cricket team will only now have Pakistan coaches after the current tenure ends. Sticking with Pakistan, there's a lot of Champions Trophy fiasco that's going on. We still don't know who's going to host it. Pakistan were going to back out of it. South Africa was happy to host it. And then there were reports of how India will host it if Pakistan doesn't. And this still hasn't been fixed, except from November 16, that is Saturday, to January 27th, the trophy that will be given to the winner of the Champions Trophy tournament is taking hold world tour, and the dates are right in front of you.
And speaking of the subcontinent, the New Zealand-Sri Lanka ODI series is on. Sri Lanka managed to put in another comprehensive performance and they lead the series 2-0.
During the ongoing series of New Zealand-Sri Lanka, Tim Southee has announced his test retirement, which he will commence after the England series unless New Zealand make it to the WTC final, which he will play if they do make it. If not, he will retire after the England series.
Now in the ODI series between Afghanistan and Bangladesh taking place in Sharjah, Afghanistan went on to beat Bangladesh 2-1, And also, Mohammad Nabi went on to become only the 5th player over the age of 39 to get awarded the man of the series. Now, for Nepal cricket, that's been doing well. Their under 19 women's team qualified for the 2025 T20 World Cup. And now, moving to the historic week of Ranji Trophy cricket, we had a lot of big scores and a lot of wickets being taken. First on this list is Nagaland scoring 736 for 7 declared against Mizoram. Chetan Bist got a 304 not out. And in the game between Bengal and Madhya Pradesh, Mohammad Shami made a comeback. He got 4 wickets in the first innings and 3 wickets in the second innings. It was a really close game of cricket. Bengal eventually went on to win by 11 runs. Madhya Pradesh were in a very comfortable position. They were at 255 for 5, chasing just 338, but a mini collapse led to them falling 11 runs short.
Talking about Mohammad Shami, his travel plans to Australia is still not confirmed. The Indian team management want him to continue to play a little more domestic cricket, which he will, in the form of Syed Mustaq Ali, which will start this week.
Goa went on to win the match by an innings and 551 runs. This is the largest ever win in a Ranji Trophy game in its history. Goa also recorded 727 for 2, which is their own highest score ever in Ranji Trophy cricket. They had 2 triple centurions in Snehal Kotankar, who scored 314 not out, and also Kashyap Bakle, who scored a 300 not out. The duo was also responsible for a 606 run partnership. Again, this was the largest ever in Ranji Trophy cricket. And talking about high scores, Rajasthan also recorded their highest ever score in Ranji Trophy cricket. They scored 660 for 7. Mahipal Lomror here got a triple century. And in doing so, he became only Rajasthan's second player after Akash Chopra to do so. And talking about debuts, Krishnan Srijit for Karnataka got a century on his first class debut. And lastly, for the Ranji Trophy news, Yashasvi Jaiswal's elder brother, Tejasvi Jaiswal, scored his maiden first class 50 representing Tripura. And in response to this half century, Yashasvi Jaiswal penned down a very heartwarming message that basically stated how Tejasvi Jaiswal took over the responsibilities to support Yashasvi's career, and now it was his time to shine.
Talking about dreams, Vaibhav Suryavanshi becomes the youngest player ever to put his name into the IPL auction. He's a 13-year-old, made his first class debut for Bihar when he was just 12. Rohit Sharma and his family were also blessed with a baby boy.
And lastly, going back down under for the women's BBL, Lizelle Lee followed up her 150 not out with yet another 100. She got 103, and in doing so, she became the first woman in the WBBL to score back-to-back centuries.
This has been a recap for the week and what's gone on cricket. Like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, Twitter, or subscribe to our newsletter, all of our links are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.